Hi guys, happy Wednesday. Woo-hoo. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to see when people get on in their comments because I noticed that Jen and Jillian yesterday weren't able to see them. So I'm hoping that I can see you as you pop on. If you have questions and things and I can't see them, I'll address them at the end. But I'm so excited about doing this. I feel so honored that Brandy asked me to do this. I have been coaching I'm working on my 5th month. Oh yay, I can see. Awesome. Okay, good. I am just completely, when she messaged me, I was like, wait, what? This has to be the wrong person. But I have had a lot of success starting out. So I really am excited to share that with you. You're probably thinking, why is this coach on here doing this video? My 2nd month of coaching, I hit Success Club 32. My 3rd month was 46 and last month was 50. So I feel like I'm onto something and I'm doing something right. It's nothing crazy, but it's stuff that's working and I'm so happy to share it with you. First of all, my name is Clara Crutchfield. I probably should have said that. Well, you probably know that already. Sorry. I'm a little bit nervous if you can't tell. The girls yesterday, or Jillian and Jen, were freaking phenomenal. I watched the videos and learned so much. So if you haven't watched those, go back. But I'm hopefully going to give you some new advice too. If you're a new coach, you know, and those of you who are veteran coaches know too, it's scary in the beginning. It's intimidating. It's a lot. And sometimes it's hard to see that there is a future. You can do so many amazing things with this, but I'm here to tell you, you can. You just have to be consistent and you just have to work at it. So I'm gonna start by kind of sharing my story and then kind of go into the things that are working for me, okay? So I, a few years ago, had started using some Beachbody products. I had done the portion control containers, done the workouts, tried Shakeology, loved it all, but just wasn't into the coaching thing. I was a teacher, was really happy with that. I was fine, you know, just using the stuff. And then I got pregnant, and when I was pregnant with my daughter, something changed. I guess, and I know this sounds really cheesy, but when I felt her kick, I was like, there is no way in hell I could possibly leave this child and go back to work. And I knew that I had to figure out a way to stay home with her. And so I told my husband, like, look, can I take a year off? He's like, yeah, sure, you know, that's fine. So I had my daughter, and I knew again, like, a year's not enough. I'm not ready to go back. I'm not ready to leave her. And I know that's not for everybody, but that was me. And I said, I am going to figure out a way to stay home with her. I was also struggling with the baby weights. I kind of thought that it would all just fall off with breastfeeding. That's not the case. It helps, but I needed something more. And I needed something for me. I felt like the most part of my early, when Quincy, my daughter, was an infant, was sitting around and nursing. And it was like, there's got to be more here. I need something for me. I need something fulfilling. I need something to get my butt back in gear, but also be able to stay at home with her. So I've got to figure out something. And I had been following Kate Jerzewski. She's my upline coach. And really had been watching her and just, never reached out to her, but just kind of stalked her, kind of creepy. But I did, and I loved what I was seeing, but I was super intimidated because I thought, how could I ever do anything like that? But finally, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to message her. I'm going to message her, and I'm going to tell her my situation and see if Beachbody coaching is something for me. I've always been into fitness. I've always been into being healthy, and, I thought maybe I could do this. And I messaged her. And here is where... this is my first big piece of advice. When I messaged her, she did not text message me back. She voice messaged me back. And that is the key. Honestly, I think that is such a key tool that we can use. You need to be doing this. When she voice messaged me, I remember exactly where I was. I was sitting with my husband in the car, and I opened my phone. I was like, oh, I'm super not good at technology. But I was like, oh my gosh, a voice message. I was really excited. And I heard her voice, and she was like, Clara, I totally know where you're coming from. I've been there. I have a son myself. I couldn't possibly leave him. Like, she just got me. She connected with me. I swear, y'all, within the first 30 seconds of her talking to me, I was sold. I was sold. Like, she didn't tell me anything about cost, anything about what I needed to do. We talked about that later. But she got me. She connected with me, and she just related to me, and she it was just something so personal. She said my name. I know that sounds like kind of weird. She said my name, but she said my name and she talked to me. And that's what you have to do. You have to connect to people. People don't want to buy something or do something from, or do a program from somebody that they don't feel like cares about them. So those voice messages, y'all, has been stellar for me. I rarely send text messages anymore. If somebody messages me about Beachbody, they say, okay, hey, I just had a baby. I'm struggling with baby weight. Can you please help me? I'll get on. Okay, hey, Kayla, I totally get you. Like, I've been there. I was in the same spot. Please don't feel like you're alone. Sometimes you need a support system, girl, and I'm here for you. I've got a great Rockin' Challenge group. I'd love for you to be in it. Shakeology's awesome. The portion control containers help tremendously. Like, let's get you on board. Like, you need to find out what they need and connect with them on that level. Sometimes I will even go to their page first and see, like, what is a way we can connect? How can I reach out to this person? How can I, where can we relate to each other? Because you do need to make a connection. We are in a world, sorry, I'm talking so fast. I'm sorry, I'm still nervous. We are in a world that is saturated with so many ads and so much crap like going on around us that relationship marketing is key. You need to build a relationship with somebody. And then once they get your trust, then they're going to want to, find out more from you. And I found that has been critical for me, sending those voice messages and connecting with them. And a lot of times people will ask me, well, can you just record like a standard message and then send it out to them? I've tried that and it's fine, but I'm telling you, personalizing it and really connecting with them, saying their name, talking about what they've told you, finding out about them, and really putting some thought into it, it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. I wish I had run the numbers on this, but like looking back, because when I first started, I did a lot of text messaging just because my confidence wasn't up yet. I was still very, very shy and nervous about it. But I can tell you that my response rate from just sending a regular text message to a voice message is really, it's higher. Yes, they show your yes. Interested and not interested. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so voice messages. Okay, so also on that note, one of the things that I have done is, whenever Kate messaged me, I was like, how are you sending me these voice messages? Because I can't figure it out. Like, I'm really technologically challenged, y'all. And I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I still, to this day, don't know how to do it on the messenger thing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But instead, I think that was a good thing, because instead I went to the App Store and purchased this app. It's just called Recorder app. Like, literally has like a cassette on the app. It's free. And I record my messages in that. It allows me to record up to 3 minutes, but it won't let me send past that, which I think is a good thing, because I can absolutely ramble, as you can tell. So I think that it's good for me to be stopped at the 3 minutes, but I think that's enough time for me to get my spiel in, to connect to them, to tell them what I have to offer, and then send that to them. And that app also will save all of your recordings, so you can, title them what you want, and you can go back and see, when did I message her? What did I say to her? How many times have I messaged her? Because you do need to follow up. You got to be consistent. But that app has been awesome. It's called Recorder. I'm sure there's other fabulous, amazing apps out there, but that one has worked for me. I'm loving it, so I'm going with it. Would you recommend would you recommend a video as a call to action rather than a photo on Instagram or Facebook? I have done video call to actions, and I've gotten a huge response from that. Again, I think part of it also is that they see that you're putting yourself out there. It takes a lot to go live on Facebook. It really does. Like, right now, I've been nervous all afternoon about doing this, and this is just you guys. We're all, working the same business here. But when you go live on your page, that takes some guts. And I think people respect that, and they like to see that you're a person too, and they see, getting to hear you talk and hear your spiel. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. I mean, pictures are great, but anytime you can go live or, speak to somebody, go for it. Do you continue to communicate through the voice messages? Oh, good question. I usually do. I usually continue to communicate through the voice messages unless it's just a short response. Then I'll type it out. One of the reasons I do that also is because usually I have my daughter on my hip, and it's so much easier to record. And I usually say, like, Quincy's in the background, it's both of us talking to y'all. Like, It's just if you're a mom, you get it. So yeah, I usually do keep doing the recorded messages, and people know that. Like around town, I've noticed the girl that sends the recorded messages. Kind of embarrassing, but it's working, so I'm going with it. And yeah, but if it's a short message, nah. Aw, yay, I hope so. Okay, so thank you, Kaylee. Okay, so what else was I going to say? Another thing that I've been doing that is super important is being consistent. And I saw that Jillian talked a lot about this already. You've got to sit down and you got to power hour through. You've got to be consistent. You've got to follow up. You've got to make invite. You've got to do all of those things, and you have to do it regularly. You've got to be consistent with it. That's one thing that I have found to be hugely successful. I can tell when I'm off and I'm not, going at it like I usually do. I can see my success trickling down. So if you're consistent and you're doing it daily, you're gonna hit those goals and you're gonna be successful. I promise you. You just gotta work it. You just gotta work the business. And you do have to get used to people telling you no and people not responding. That is one of the things when I first started. I had people in my family stop responding to anything I sent. It wasn't even related to Beachbody. And I would send something and they would be like, nothing. And that's kind of ouch, your friends and family. But it's just part of it. It's just part of it. This is not for everybody, and that's okay. We just have to kind of develop a thick skin, get used to it, and keep reaching out, because there are people who need this. There are people who are looking for help and support, and you need to help those people. We need to do that. That's our job, and it's such a wonderful job. It really is. When you start getting, and I know a lot of you coaches who've been doing this for a while, already have this going on, but when people come back to you and they say, gosh, I feel so amazing. I've lost weight. I'm fitting in pants I haven't worn in years. My husband just told me how beautiful I look today. That's oh my God, that's such a good feeling. So think about all of those no's and all of those times that you feel gosh, I don't think I can take one more person not responding to me. Just know there are going to be yeses, and those are going to add up, and it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. One of the things I wrote down, and this is something new that I started doing, a girl on our team, Wendy, actually introduced us to it. It's called Teamzy, Teamzy, and it is awesome for tracking and keeping up with your contacts. It helps you to track your invites. It helps remind you when you need to reach out to somebody. It really is amazing. You get a free month trial of it, and you don't have to put in credit card information. So after that month, you can kind of reassess and see if you want to keep doing it. I'm not even sure on the cost. I'm still in my free month. But I have found it to be really helpful, because it'll pop up and tell me you need to kind of reconnect with this person. And I was like, oh, kind of forgot about them. So that really is helpful. It also really, I love Teamzy because I feel like they get it. It really pushes relationship marketing and building a connection with somebody. Like going out and just commenting on people's posts and, keeping up with that connection and building that connection first, then going in and talking to them about Team Beachbody. That's I feel like is key. Okay, awesome. Teamzy is $29, $30 a month. So after that free trial. Yay, thank you, Cassidy. Okay, so once you get them in, once they have decided, what is the tracker? Teamzy, Teamzy. And it's really awesome. Really awesome, sorry. Thank you, Kate. Okay, so once you get them into your challenge groups, you need to keep them there. And then I feel really passionate about this. You have told these people you're going to help them. They have really confided in you. It takes a lot of guts to tell somebody, look, I'm not comfortable, I'm overweight, I need help. That is not something to take lightly. And if they have come to you and given you that information, you need to make sure that you follow through with them. Don't just tell them, I have this rockin' challenge group, you're gonna love it, and then throw them in a group and just, like a post every now and then. I feel like that is not the way to go. You need to support them, especially at first, because they're scared, they're nervous, they've been struggling with this for a long time, longer than you probably realize. So you need to make sure you continue to support them and you follow through with your challenge groups. You need to reassure them that it's going to be okay. I've had so many challengers tell me okay, are you going to take care of me in the group? And I know that sounds really weird, like take care of you, but yeah, they need to hear that. Yes, I'm going to take care of you. Yes, I know it's scary to post a picture of your food. I know it's scary to post a sweaty selfie. It's scary for all of us, but know that this is a safe place and I got your back, girl, and you're going to do this and I'm going to help you do this. You have to reassure them and you have to tell them that it's okay at first to be scared and kind of hold their hand a little bit. I have found that, at first you're kind of mommying them, and I know that sounds really, really cheesy, but I know that you have to know how scary it is at first, and I know a lot of us do, especially if you've been there. So I think it's so important to really explain all the details. You may have to explain it more than once. I always start my challenge groups a few days in advance with some tutorial videos. I talk about the containers, I talk about the 21-day tracker app, I talk about Beachbody On Demand app, I walk them through how to use it, and then still they're gonna ask questions, but you just have to know that gotta be there for them. They'll get it and it'll happen, but really kind of mother hen them at first. Also in my challenge groups, I've found that you have to make it your own and you have to make it fun. If it's boring and if it's not really you, then it's not going to work. You have to put your personality into it and you have to do fun little challenges. I do little challenges throughout the challenge. So like today was a push-up challenge. You got to knock out 50 push-ups. You knock them out, you get points because we have a little point system we use. Your name goes into a drawing and you get a prize. And these prizes don't have to be anything spectacular. A package of gum, some hair rubber bands. They really don't care, to be honest. They like that you announce them as a winner on a live video and you celebrate them. That's really the victory. It's nice to get a little treat in the mail, but the biggest thing is that you're cheering them on and they won something. Who doesn't like to win something, even if it's something small? That also keeps them engaged. They're doing things in the group. They're coming back to the group. They want to see, did I win? They want to see who's posting. They're seeing more stuff going on. It keeps that interaction. It keeps that positivity up. It really does work, y'all, doing those little challenges. A lot of times, yes, and I'll talk about the point system in a minute. A lot of times with my challenges, I'll do it a 2-part challenge. So let's say, okay, you have to do 100 jumping jacks, and along with your 100 jumping jacks, I want you to post your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you sweating your butt off each morning? Why are you using these containers? Why are you changing your whole life? What is your why? And that is when it really gets fun. And that's when people really get into this, because that allows them to kind of put themselves out there. I've found that people like to share. Some of them will just get on that group and just share right away. I've really been struggling with this. I've got this going on. I've got that going on. And that's great. But there are a lot of timid people that won't until you make it a challenge. And then they have to share their why. And it feels good to share. It really does. It makes them more invested in this group. It makes them feel more comfortable with this group, and it's really cool, y'all. It's really neat to see. Why are we all doing this? It's very inspiring. It brings a lot of positivity to the group, and it keeps them coming back. They like stuff like that. Another one that we do is your goal. Share a goal that you have, or share a victory. Share one victory you had today. Maybe you walked past the donut table at work. Or maybe you put on your pants and they feel a little bit looser. Whatever it is, share a victory. And, everybody jumps on and cheers them on. And it really does help get people engaged and get them excited about the group. Also, just a side note on that, when somebody does pour their heart out and share, their struggles or a major victory they had, don't you dare just go on there and like it, okay? Don't even just do the love symbol. If they're pouring their heart out to you, you need to go back on there and say, girl, that is so awesome. I cannot believe you shared that with us. That is amazing. I'm so proud of you. You just inspired the hell out of me. Good for you. You have to you got to engage and you got to build them up. If they share a picture of okay, they had a piece of toast for breakfast and they share that, okay, maybe a like is fine. But if they're putting a lot out there, you need to also, because they're going to shut down if you don't. Yeah, thanks. Yes. Okay, so that's, keeping up with the small challenges, getting them engaged, really interacting, that keeps them loving the group. And guess what? They're going to be ready to do your next group. I have got people lined up telling me I'm in this for at least 5 rounds, so go ahead and put me down. The way, of course, I want them to keep their Shakeology order. That's the only thing that I require. So that is money coming in for me each month. That is me helping them each month stick with it. That is them bringing back their positivity to my next group when my new challengers come in. Because when new challengers come in and they see this positive atmosphere already created, they're like, oh my gosh, I want to be part of this. This is cool. Like, there's all these cool people in here. I want to be part of it too. Like, it really is. It kind of takes on its own life form. But you've got to create that first, because it doesn't just happen on its own. You got to bring the energy first, and you got to help it get there. Yes, also I do make them send me weekly progress pics. That is so important. Do not wait till the end to have them send their pictures. While that would be easier, it's so not the way to go, because if you have them, I have them send them to me every Sunday. And if you have them send them to you every Sunday and you're making those little pic collages for them and sharing that with them each Sunday, they're going to be motivated. You can tell if you're sticking with it and working hard within a week's time, you can tell a physical difference in your pictures. They need to see that, because once they get those pictures back on Sunday, that fire is lit again and they are ready to kill it for another week. Same thing for the second week and then the third week, and then they're ready to do another challenge. But you've got to keep pumping them up. You've got to keep sharing with them. You've got to keep them engaged, and you just got to go all in. The challenge groups I love them. I love it so much. I look forward to them. I put my whole heart into them. Throughout the day, I think about fun things to share with them. I actually keep a notepad on me all the time. And when I'm scrolling through, if I see somebody post something awesome, like a cool recipe, or they had a struggle today and they shared it and they overcame it, sorry. I'll write it down, and then in our live video, because I do check in with them each night with a live video. I'm not saying you have to do that, but do check in with them with live videos. That's so important. I'll share their victories. I'll be like, oh my gosh, y'all, did you see Karen today? She was really struggling, but she came home, knocked out a workout, had an awesome dinner. Like, willpower, way to go, Karen. Like, I like to celebrate them, and I like to bring that energy to that live video, because they get on for that and we talk. Like, they'll ask me questions, they'll share something with me. Well, it's fun. It's like we all know each other now, and it's really an awesome group. You do? Yes, I do mine on Facebook. And Cassidy, honestly, it's because I don't know how to do them anywhere else. I have an Instagram and I don't know how to work it. I have the challenge tracker app and I don't know how to work that either. Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, right now I'm just doing it on Facebook and it's working. I know I need to branch out there, and I know that I need to work other social media outlets, but that's my goal. But right now I am just doing it on Facebook. What time do you? Oh, I usually go live at 8, and let me tell you, that is sometimes it just doesn't happen. I'll say, you know what, guys, I'm out of town. Like this weekend, I was at the Riverwalk. I was like, yo, sorry guys, but you're doing awesome. Stick with it. But usually I do it at 8. And a lot of times my daughter's with me, and we just got out of the bath, and she sometimes may be talking and screaming, and but they get it. They're like, oh, Quincy. Or if she's not in the video, they're like, where's Quincy? It's like, we don't care if you're there. We want to see Quincy. So usually 8, and sometimes I'm in my bathrobe, and sometimes I just got out of the shower. And I think that's part of it. I think that's the beautifulness, the realness of it. Because you're showing who you really are, and you're not being fake. You're being real. And that's what people want to see. Do you have a regular group that keeps adding you to, or do you start a new group? I start a new group every time, and I just add my repeat people in. Like, I just keep a list if they tell me they want to keep going, and I'll add them into my new group. Do you do the same post to all your challenge groups, or are they different? Okay, that's a really good question. When I did my very first challenge group, I was like, y'all, I don't mind if you want to do the next group, but you're going to see some repeats. And they're like, no, that's fine. But then I got like, that's kind of boring. So I myself got bored with it. So I do try to change it up now. I try to do new challenges. Some of them are repeats. Like if I have a really good little challenge, like the plank challenge with your why, like I love that. So I usually repeat that one. But I try to come up with new ones. And with my meal plans, I usually try to vamp it up and, do something different. I'm always trying to look for new positive things to share. Like my husband the other day was talking about, okay, wait. Not Tony Romo. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm doing this. The quarterback that won the Super Bowl. Oh my God. Anyways, he was telling me his story and how he got a really late start, or not late start, but how he was not super successful in the beginning and how he overcame a lot of obstacles. So like I shared that story with them just to kind of pump him up. We have some guys in the group, so I was trying to connect and a huge fail. Like right now, I'm really sorry. Peyton Manning, no, not Peyton, what is it? Tom Brady, yes, Tom Brady. Yes, I remember that because he's very cute. Y'all, I know nothing about football. That's super embarrassing. Tom Brady, okay, yeah. Any tips or tricks for expanding your network on Facebook? Yes. Okay. Every single day during my power hour, I even write it down on my little list. I add 5 new friends to my Facebook page. I send 5 inviting posts. So I'm, those are those voice messages, like people that have liked my post or commented, or, I feel like they might have an interest. I just feel like there's a good vibe there. I will message them 5 people a day, sometimes more. But I tell myself, get 5 done. 5's my number. And then 5 comments a day. I will go in and see like, oh, hey, that's a neat post or something. I'm going to comment on that. She may come back to me later and be interested in Beachbody. And I'm telling y'all, that works. Like it really does. You connecting with somebody and them seeing you, they're going to come look at your stuff. They're going to come look at your page. And they're going to be interested in what you're doing. And maybe they don't want to do the Beachbody thing right now. Maybe they're not looking to get fit. But when they are ready, they're going to remember you. So reaching out and connecting, yes, I do 5, 5, 5. 5 invites, 5 messages, 5 friend requests, 5 comments. And then I also, right now, I'm fixing to start another challenge group. So I've got lots of people that are, I'm trying to reconnect with. So I'm doing 5 follow-ups. So that's kind of my, and I don't know if that's the way that people do it, but that's kind of what I've been doing, and that's what's working for me right now. I think I saw something else. Do you do this? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so the point system, I actually got from Kate, my upline coach. I just kind of tweaked it to be my own. And, if every time they post a meal, they get a point. They post their Shakeology, they get a point. They post a workout, they get a point. If they share their progress pictures within our group, they get 10 points. I think that is huge because I think remember, it's a comfortable place. Our group is a safe place. And I think them sharing their pictures and sharing their successes, again, adds that positive energy and gets people excited. It's crazy, y'all. Like one person will share their progress pictures and it's like boom, boom, boom. You got 5 more people sharing their pictures because they're inspired. They're like, oh, I did good too. I'm going to share my success too. And so I think that having points to it helps as well, but it really adds something to the group by having them share their pictures to the group. If they share their progress pictures to their page, that's 20 points. That takes a lot of guts because you're putting yourself out there, but that puts you as a Beachbody coach out there as well because they need to tag you in it. That's kind of part of it. They tag you in their post as well. But that has been huge for me. I've gotten so many people who have posted to their page and they're like, other people on Facebook, what are you doing? And so they send them to me. I actually did 2 referrals today. I sold 2 challenge packs, people that were just referrals that they saw a friend's post. They said, hey, I want to do this. They send them to me. There you go. So that point system really does help. Another thing that I do for points, and I kind of added this in because I feel like this is so important, is meal prepping. If they meal prep, if they show me a picture of their meal prep, I do a Sunday meal prep. I try to prep all my meals on Sunday. And if they take a picture of that, that's 5 points because I think that is half the battle here is getting organized and getting prepared for the week. If you just kind of go into the week saying, okay, I'm going to use my containers and it'll be okay. Like usually it's like, oh no. You got to kind of wrap your mind around it. You got to get organized. You got to get set up. And that's one of the things I really push in the group. So that's something that I do for points as well. Those little challenges I talked about where I do the drawings for the prizes, if they complete a challenge, they get 3 points. And it gets competitive. Like my very first challenge group, I actually had a tie. And so 2 people, I did a pair of Nike tennis shoes for my, not Nike, it could have been any brand, a pair of tennis shoes for my first challenge group. And, I ended up having to buy 2 pair, but that was okay because it was such an amazing group and everyone was posting away and sharing and it was just, it was a lot of fun. So I love the point system. It's something that has worked for me. And now my repeat people, they get into it. They're like, okay, I'm going to win this round. This is me. I'm going to win it. Also, referrals get 10 points. So if they refer somebody to me, they get 10 points as well. Do you keep track of? Okay. Yes, I do keep track of all the points. I know that some people just let the challengers do it. And that was fine for like my first groups, but I have 56 people in this group, and I feel like it's kind of competitive, so I choose to keep track of it. And let me tell you how I do that. When I taught school, I used this app called Class Dojo, Class Dojo. It's a free program. You can just Google it. And I used it as a point system for my kids. Like if they raise their hand, they get a point. If they brought their homework, they get a point. And then we had a store, and they could spend their points at the store. And it finally hit me, my third challenge, like, why not do that for this group? So I put everybody into the group. It's very easy to do. They all get a little avatar. And then I go in each morning, I wait, or to the end of the night, and I go back and just add in all of their points. And it takes a little time. It really does. But I feel like it keeps it a little more professional, and it keeps it kind of fair, especially with a huge group like this. And I kind of like doing it. It's fun to go in and add them. I also use it. You can set it up to where if they do a challenge, you can mark them as present, and then you can do randomly draw. So instead of, for my little challenges, if they do a challenge, they get into a drawing, I draw out their name, they win a prize. That's what I was doing before. Now I can do it all through that app. I just mark them present and draw from there. So it really is handy. It's free. With each group, you just create a new class, and that's your group, and that's how I keep track of it. And again, I know that some people, prefer to have them keep track of it. I think that's totally fine too. It's really whatever. I think just having the system works. How do you keep up with the challenges you do? How do you keep up with the challenges you do? Oh, like if they do a challenge, I go in and I need to change this. I go in and see if they do it. They say, okay, did my 50 squats, or I did here's my Y or whatever, and I'll mark it down. But I think what would be a good idea is to have a post like, okay, if you knocked out your 50 squats and you shared your Y, comment your name here. And so then you can just go in and boom, 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 boom. These are all the people that did the challenge, mark them as present and draw from there. So I think that I'm glad you said that, because I'm going to do that from now on. Do you do a spreadsheet? I did a spreadsheet before, but I have found that this Class Dojo thing it's so much better. Yes, and makes them feel much because they know you're watching everything. Aw, thanks. Yeah, it really does. They like having that accountability. I did an interview, a Facebook interview yesterday with one of my challengers who is just phenomenal. She's amazing. I love her so much. And we've gotten so close to this challenge. And she said, I love this because I feel like you're holding me accountable. I know you're going to check. I know you're going to see my post. I know you're seeing what I'm eating. I know that you're seeing if I'm working out. And I love that because somebody's holding you accountable. And that's the beauty of this group. So you need to make sure you are going in there and commenting and liking and engaging and letting them know that, yeah, I'm watching. I got you. I got you. I mean, like the list of the challenges. Do you, each one, or just pull one out? Oh, yeah, I just pull it out of my head. Like, honestly, this is really embarrassing, but last night we got on our live video, and I don't do a challenge every day. Sometimes it's every 3 days, sometimes it's every other day. It's just kind of when I feel like it. But I hadn't done a challenge, and I was like, oh, tonight would be a good night for a challenge. But I forgot to come up with one. So I was sitting there doing my live video, and I was like, okay, you guys, now it's your turn. Y'all pick the challenge. And so I had them comment what they wanted to do. And yeah, that's how we ended up with push-ups. Somebody commented that, and everyone was super excited. So yeah, I kind of just pull it out of my head and just go with it. Sometimes, like a lot of times though, I'll ask my husband, I'll be like, Bo, like what would be a good challenge? What would be fun? And I've gotten some good ideas from my husband and my mom. And so yeah, it's just kind of getting creative, coming up with different fun things. I need to do some more brainstorming and come up with some new ideas. Okay, meal plan. Yes, I do. And that I know is not what a lot of people do, but I really liked, I wanted it to look a certain way, and I wanted it to be, I couldn't find a meal plan that I was just crazy about, so I went in and created my own, and I just created it in PowerPoint. That's how old school I am. And just did it as a table and created it on the lowest bracket on the 21-day fixed plan. And then I said, give that to them on the first day that we start. I put it in the files and say, okay, if you're in a higher bracket, you get to go in and add some different foods. If you're on the lowest bracket, here you go. And I tell them, you can follow this, you don't have to, but here is something to go with. And I make it nice and visually appealing. It's all on one paper. each day is lined out with, breakfast, snack, meal, snack, and so yeah, I did create my own. But what's wonderful now is I've created a nice little folder of them. So I've kind of started reusing some of them, even with my repeat challenges. Because what I found with my repeat people, they've got this down. They really don't need a meal plan at this point. They kind of know what they like. They found their favorite recipes. And so they're not looking at that as much as my newer challengers. Oh, yay, that's a good idea. Yeah. So yeah, Wendy just said you can search Pinterest for 30-day fitness challenges. I'm gonna have to go do that because I need some new ones. Thank you, Wendy. Can you share to see what it looks like? The meal plan? Yeah. How do you do that? Do I just put it as a file? I think that's what I do. This is just a group, right? So I just do it as a file. Okay, just like I do with my normal groups. Yeah, I'll put that in the file when I'm done with this. Sure. Yeah. Let's see. Get them to open up small. I think, y'all, that's honestly what I do. I'm pretty simple. I'm pretty basic. But it's working. Just be genuine. Just be yourself. Just love this. I love this. I tell everybody on a regular basis, the dumbest thing I ever did was wait and not do this. And I was so scared to start this because if you love it, if you're doing it yourself, why not share with other people? I'm helping so many people. People all the time. I get private messages from people saying, thank you so much for helping our community. So many people are doing this program and loving it. Like, that's what this is all about. So if you're loving it and sharing and helping people, then, it's gonna work. You just gotta be consistent with it. And you gotta do it yourself. There's been times when I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of get off the plan today and kind of just fake it with my group. No, it doesn't work. You have to be genuine. You have to follow along right with them. And that's the beauty of it. It keeps you in check too. It keeps you accountable to this plan. So you're staying healthy and strong as well. Do you use business cards? No, but that maybe one day I'd like to think that I would get to that level. Yeah, cool. But no, not yet. How do you choose the 5 people to friend on Facebook? Oh yeah, I know. That's something I struggle with too. Honestly, I go in and I see, I'll look and see if we have mutual friends and kind of just check them out. And the other day I friended somebody who I thought, oh, she would be a great coach. And I thought that I knew her father. And so I added her and she messaged me, do I know you? And I was so embarrassed. Apparently I don't, and she shot me down. So I think that sometimes, I guess that happens, but I'm just looking for people that, look like they might be interested in it. We have a mutual friend. It's kind of awkward, but that's something that I'm working on. And that's actually something I'm going to focus on, is trying to get better about reaching out to people. You're going to get people that don't accept, and that's okay. But finding people that you look like they might be interested in Beachbody, look like they might, and not just that. I hate to say look like they'd be interested in Beachbody, because I have so many people in my groups now that I never would have thought would have done this. I've got men, I've got grandmas, I've got high school girls getting ready for prom. You just never know. So just really and truly reaching out to everyone. I use my mutual friend list. I'll go through, I've got girlfriends that I think, okay, that we kind of vibe. We have the same vibe. We kind of have the same personality. And I'll go through their friend list and I'll look and see, oh, we have mutual friends, why not? And most of the time they'll add you back. Do you delete the old group once you're done? Do you keep it open and just start? I keep it open. I don't delete it because I'm not sure how, but I close it to where you can't comment, because I don't want people to keep, that's done, we're moving on. So I make it to where you can't comment. I'm not sure how to delete it. See, y'all, I struggle. I'm curious as to what you say when inviting people. Do you only invite people who you've interacted with, or cold invite too? I do some cold inviting too. I actually, y'all, today, there's this girl that I told my husband, I was like, she was very athletic in high school. I remember she was. I don't really know her very well. And I said, she'd be a really good Beachbody coach. And he's like, well, message her. So I said, you know what, I am. And that's what I said. I said, hey, Paige, I just want to throw something out there. I think that you're super athletic. I remember you being super athletic in high school. You got such a fun personality. You're such a cute girl. And I'm loving this Beachbody gig. You would totally rock this. This has been one of the best decisions of my life. And I really wish I had gotten into this when I was in college, because she's in college right now. And if you're interested at all, even just the slightest, let me know. I'm going to tag you in this cool video that my team made that talks about coaching. Just gives you some info. No big deal if you're not, but just going to throw it out there because I think you'd love it. I mean, that's kind of what I said, and I think she's signing up as a coach right now. So don't ever, don't be, I mean, I was really scared to send that, but I just like, you know what, I'm going to do it. So that's kind of what I say, you know, if it's somebody that's, you just kind of cold messaging. But yeah, I kind of say something to the effect that, you know, I've seen your stuff on Facebook. You are so active on Facebook. I think you'd really love this. I just kind of make that connection. Find some sort of way to connect. It doesn't even have to be Beachbody really at first. Like you could connect on a different, I don't know, a different topic and then work your way into that. That's kind of something Jillian talked about. And it may take a while, but yeah, I do that cold messaging and it's awkward at first. It's getting less awkward the more I do it, but it's awkward at first. And honestly, when I started at the very beginning, I had my husband film me in the kitchen. Oh, this is so lame. But I would stand in the kitchen and like, here are the portion control containers. And this is what you do with this one. And this is what you do with that. And it was so lame. But it made me practice. It made me get comfortable talking to people. It made me get comfortable getting my face out there. And it really kind of got me going with this. And now I can spit out those recorded messages like nothing. To delete a group, you have to delete that. Oh, yeah. So I guess I'll just keep the groups because I don't think I'm going to do that. But yeah, that's good to know. You're good with this technology stuff, Cassidy. Okay, so thanks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm still learning. I am absolutely still learning. So if you're a new coach and you kind of feel overwhelmed, know that you're not alone. Know that it gets better, and there's so many beautiful benefits to this. This past month, I made more than I made as a teacher in 1 month. And I never, you know, in my fourth month of coaching. So that's pretty incredible. It's all possible. You just got to be consistent, and you just got to be genuine and love it and connect with people, be real, and want to help them because they want your help. Yeah. Okay, so if you have other questions, I guess post them. I'll come back and check. But thanks so much for getting on and not making me feel like a total loser. I love all the support, and this has been a lot of fun. I don't know why I was so scared. Aw, thanks. Oh, thanks. Oh, stop. I definitely love the point. Okay, yeah. It's awesome. Okay, guys, well, have a wonderful Wednesday night, and bye-bye.